because we had to drive by the suburban roads to get around here, but it borders the area that we're looking at in terms of adjoining Dagular National Park. We'll get a little bit more information from the ranger at Walkabout Creek about, you know, some of those issues about developments bordering national parks. But again, just having your development hat on, just take in some of the features of the area. So it's going to be just probably anywhere here. Oh yeah, it says no entry to site, so we can't go in there. So we rate to park here. So we just got to watch people crossing the road.
Yep, I think we're pretty well. We're not in the driveway. Yeah. No, I was parked down the other end, where as soon as she turned into the street, I just pulled him behind the bus.
Hey, darling. We're gonna take some photos.
Transmission power line, we'll see that on some of the maps. I'll give you some maps to look at, not maybe just to share one between every two people, just as we drive back to the next location. But we're going to treat this whole area as if it's hasn't been developed at all. So even though you can see some development here, which is okay, just pretend it's not there for the assignment, okay? So we're going to imagine this whole area as being agricultural land, which it used to be. You can sort of see over on the ridge over there that, you know, you can see, you know, just beyond where they're doing the subdivision development, you can see sort of just a little bit of hilly land. So that's what the area would have been. It was a farm, Cedar Woods Farm. But we'll just treat the whole area as if it's like what we can see over there. There is some pockets of some reasonably valuable ecosystem habitat in here. It's a bit hard to pick, but if we just look a bit downhill across that subdivision, you'll see some reasonably thicket vegetation in there. So there's some sort of vine thicket vegetation in there that's actually quite very valuable. It's rated as, some of it's rated as being a sort of a threatened regional ecosystem within this region. It's probably a bit hard to, well, if we went over there we wouldn't see much, but that's what we'll see when we go for that drive up after going to Walkabout Creek, and we'll go up to Jolly's Lookout. We'll go through a walk where you'll see some vine thicket, sort of see what I mean by a regional ecosystem. For now, I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions? We've got our developer hat on right now, so you'll be wearing sort of hats during the day. One is a developer, and the other hat you'll be wearing during the day is if you're a conservationist. But just from a developer hat point of view, any questions? Well, the land's just, I mean, the land is being developed now, so all that layering you're seeing is for, you know, putting up housing. So housing will go on. Obviously it's caged off, so they're in the construction stage, but, you know, there's a site office down towards the road over there, and, you know, so they're selling land, about $300,000 a lot. So you could also think about what is the price of land in the area. That would be, I mean, that might be a consideration for a developer, where to develop. Some of the land is, you know, just farmland. Some other, you know, some other parts of the land might be a little bit more expensive to develop on. Also, just thinking about where, you know, if, you know, you can see there's quite a lot of expense with putting roads into an area. So, actually, the area we're really considering that could be developable extends way out over there, up onto all those hills that we can see above us, around those power lines. So, I mean, there is some vegetation on that, but if you're a developer, that's just clear it away and do what you see in front of you here. So that's a possibility. thinking, but what would be one of the difficulties with developing up in that area there? Slope and access, and probably maybe even that power line. People maybe don't like to live under a power line. Okay, so that's the sort of things we want to think about, because we're going to translate all these, like slope, access. We're going to start trying to translate them into GIS layers next week. So I'll be giving you some base GIS data. We're going to develop them into some layers, a slope layer, an access layer, cost of land layer, and then we can work out what is the suitability for, based upon those layers, for where to do development. Does that sound okay? Okay, so we might as well just get on board again, and we'll go to Walkabout. Now, Walkabout Creek's a bit, it's a park area, park centre. We'll have a talk by one of the rangers there. We'll go to a little amphitheatre. Weather looks good, so most of the day's activities will be outdoor. We will be workshopping some ideas there about, I'll be breaking you into groups for after we, somewhere between when the ranger talks, before or afterwards. I'll break you into some groups and we'll brainstorm some of these ideas. So I'll break you into a bunch of conservationists and a bunch of developers. Now, just try and keep together. I think that's the main thing. So we're just really going to Walkabout Creek. There are gift shops there and a few other things. So if you need to go use the toilets, or if you did sort of want to buy a quick snack, I don't think if 50 people line up at the snack bar there, I think we might be in trouble. But if a few of you need to pick up something, that's fine. But basically, we're heading to a location there. So try not to disperse at all. Now, I just asked, are there any external students here? I sent an email around. Yeah. Oh, hi, I'll chat to you later. Okay, so let's jump on the bus. What's the time now?
8:49.
8:49, so we'll probably be back at Walkabout Creek. I mean, it's just literally over the hill here, but it'll take 15-20 minutes to get back there by the roads. We'll probably run a little bit. I'll see, the ranger is talking to us. He said about just before 10 o'clock, so that by the time we sort of straggle out of the bus and get there, I think it should be okay. This is the first time I've run the field trip out here, so the timing might be a little bit off during the day. We'll just have to sort of see how it all works out. So if we're a little late back, does that affect anyone in any major way? Okay, so I mean, I've tried to get what I thought was the best estimate of timing, but first time you're running things, we'll just see how we go. Okay, I'll let you jump on the bus now.